Dr. Omane Boama NDC4 IT expert and I say NDC4 IT boss. Na pempe ameno ka say they allegedly abusia you say over 2.5 million ballot box be a fake na printout be aba mountain so and pempe ameno ka say they a leaky a higher possible multimedia me did media ho cham meeting Eddie Francis Achu aka possible me did say adom any ahwe nti menu mienu na obia enho ye me pese me kasa nbe tenten no e ba ne sen hwan mo ene ye involve na eye no kre anasa enye no kre me pese the 3W and 1H how when why and how eye adwuma e wo video ya ye kwa akohwi ebushia me pese me kasa nbe tenten no kame ho ne enkonkwaje nsem ni mu nchemu kwan kra e fa so over 2.5 million ballot box print out bi aba enye yisi ena de aba mountain so yanko ne nkwaje nsem ni mu nchemu ne wie na bibi eche wadwan free na eche wadwan comment section no ase yankopon ehye.
The Electoral Commissioner, Madam Jane Mensah, after emergency meeting with Ghana journalists for the two said special voting are also across the country, especially in the eastern and the western region. Omatri ballot papers na iron assign. Now the reason omatri sign and they say omoye investigations with national security who said ballot paper ba kwa more printed especially for the presidential election no na eni no apepa ebi eni apepa a enye clear enti di omo decide ne say sa de na de ombehye na omo decide so ombehye no na national security for who say if ballot paper omo decide so ombehye no obi eyi free printing room ho. And on the Electoral Commission has asked to no more all the political parties to say we and AC na DN na we decide say ye be here. It's based on that all the ballot papers are printed for Eastern region or airing decided so on between assign. But a company or printed ballot papers for Eastern region or more so printed Western region. Into both political parties for now decided say on one or printed for Western regional and into a can Western regional security officers, military, police, prison officers, immigration officers or kwako to aba na nke no kwako to ma ba wie no say and then yes also printed new ballot papers with new ID numbers, with new security features, with improved security. Sending a bakupo and engra and two different companies and they printed for the eastern and the western region. Omu decided na Madam Jane Mensah the audio press conference or have and the rest also. And they go beside the National Democratic Congress. Omu representative Dr. Manu Omane Boama say a day no drifa home. Oho na Dr. Omane Boama de change allegations be say when your intel say political party be person printed 2.5 million ballot papers e ka ho e de kofra anything no be ko fire say or kwa hwehwe say na asonso de anything answer na president wa ere omo de akwakọ ahwe so akọ and Dr. Ivansi Nimako ye interview you say na everybody say na Dr. Omane Boama timi kasa asemu about the election or say man nye nko Ghana 411 because the NDC over the years from 2012, 2016, 2020, baseless allegations, unfounded allegations without evidence and are consistently on my head. Is it that Dr. Omane Boama expected says our election or be lose by 2 million margin? Ain't no usher that cause 2.5 million margin na. You go to Dr. Evans Nimako. You are near Madam Jane Mensah on the withdrawal of our leak ballot paper ne ehun nsensema yagada no so far.
Of elections for the NPP. The commission has just told us that
in 2020 we saw similar things, but
told us that you all agreed to what just happened. Yes. Evans Nimako is the director of elections for the NPP. The commission has just told us that you all agreed to what just happened.
Yes, we did. And we think that is a very difficult decision to take. But as we've said, democracy is expensive. We wish that had not happened because ballots were printed, bagged, and sent to regions with escort from parties, police, EC. They were received at those ends, and no reports were received. But there are security implications. Something has been found, and we cannot wash it under the carpet. So yes, we painfully agree with the EC that they should go ahead and get those ballots for these regions to be printed. Unfortunately, for some of our brothers in the media, the police, and the EC staff who are supposed to be voting tomorrow and may have made the arrangement for the day, will have to reorganize themselves. We will plead with them and let them know that all is not lost. So Thursday, as the EC has promised, on the 5th, they will have opportunity to cast their votes. We will look up to that and ensure that we have a level playing field. Allegations will not serve anybody's interest. We will urge the security to up their game and arrest the culprits. But if there's anybody who has information about this whole thing, should be ready to help the police to get to the bottom of this matter.
Talk about allegations. I just spoke to the Dr. Omani Boma of the NDC, and he said that they have intel that a certain political party plans to print 2.5 million ballot papers. I mean, are you worried by something like that?
Also, this is NDC, and you shouldn't be surprised. The very thing they are doing is the very thing they will accuse another party or person of doing.
You are saying the NDC is the one trying to print 2.5 million ballot papers?
The very thing they will be doing is what they will accuse the other of doing. When the EC gave provisional register to political parties, NDC said there were issues and that they wanted forensic audit to be done. Instead of them to bring their evidence, they never did. They went on the streets and conducted a demonstration across Ghana, needless. At the end of the day, when the EC organized an IPAC meeting that had the presence of the media, it was clear that the NDC had no basis for the call they made on provisional register. When a revised version was made and given to them, the NDC still came out to say that there were people who have had their names missing on the register. And so that's NDC. And at any point in time, thankfully, they get exposed. So if he thinks that other party is printing a number of ballots, they should do the right thing. They should relay information to the police for investigation to be done. Except they are telling us that they don't trust the police to do a professional job. And you should understand, they've said that way back. Their leadership insists that even officers will have their appointment terminated because they are in bed with the new patriotic parties. I mean, this is funny. So NDC, when they say one thing, you need to interrogate it. And I'm saying that the very thing they will be doing, they will accuse another for doing.
But don't you think issues like this, where a ballot paper that is supposed to be destroyed finds its way from out of a printing house, shortfalls in ballot papers, and serialization issues with ballot papers, don't you think issues like these fuel the suspicions of the NDC?
Okay, so when I got the information that there have been shortfalls of ballots in Volta region ballots, presidential, parliamentary, were printed by Commercial. Before the ballots left the offices of Art Commercial, serious auditing process were done. Afterwards, when the issue came up, I took my time. I took the ballot statistics that was generated and given to the printing house. I took the number of ballots that were transported, and they matched. So I was surprised that there was that information that there were shortfalls. I don't know where that is coming from. And if you take your time to check, you realize that it was neither here nor there. But issue of shortfalls can also be looked at it this way. Anytime printing has been done, and if you followed printing of ballot and its transportation to regions and all that, there could be shortfalls. That is why when it gets to the regional level, at the district level, parties will have to check whether the numbers are accurate, and if not, you add up. This is not an issue that you have to raise tension. It doesn't call for that. But here we are, New Patriotic Party. We are certain that by the grace of God, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will make the numbers to constitute government, because he has submitted to the good people of Ghana policies and programs that are superior enough to transform Ghana's status. And so that's what we are looking at. We are focused, and our parliamentary candidates are working so hard. Officers across party lines, from polling station to national level, are doing what is expected of them for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to win the presidential elections. So that's our focus.
Good afternoon, everybody. We'd like to thank our media partners for joining us here this afternoon on short notice. As we indicated on Friday, you continue to walk this journey with us, carrying the truth and the facts from the Electoral Commission and throwing the spotlight on the activities of the Commission. This afternoon, our mission here is very simple. On Friday night, the Commission was informed by the National Security that one single defaced ballot paper meant for the Eastern region had been taken out of the printing house. And I'd like to repeat that it was one single defaced paper for the presidential election in Eastern region had been taken out of the printing house. The printing was undertaken by the Checkpoint Limited, and as you know, supervised and observed by the National Investigation Bureau, the National Security, the police, as well as the agents of the political parties and staff of the EC. It is important to note that this single defaced paper had been earmarked for destruction by burning by the company. For some reason, it found its way out of the printing house. It's also important to note that Checkpoint has had a long history and track record with the Electoral Commission and has printed ballots for the Commission since 1992. I'm not sure what I think I mean. In the light of this revelation and information from the National Security, the Commission took the decision that in order to ensure and guarantee the integrity of the election in the Eastern region, the ballot papers for Eastern region should be recalled. The ballot papers for the Eastern region should be recalled and new ballot papers printed for the region. In our spirit of transparency and accountability, we have today invited the leadership of the political parties as well as the agents of presidential candidates to inform them of the findings that the National Security made to the Commission. The Commission is of the view that as part of its efforts to remain transparent and above board, it was important to inform the political parties about the leakage of this single ballot paper meant for the presidential elections in Eastern region, and to inform them about the decision of the Commission to have the ballot papers for the Eastern region recalled and reprinted. I'm pleased to note that all the political parties, all the registered political parties of Ghana, together with the agents of presidential candidates, have today agreed to the Commission's decision to recall the ballots, the ballot papers meant for Eastern region, and to order a reprint of those ballot papers. Additionally, it has been agreed by all the commission and all the parties that because the printing house, Checkpoint, also printed ballot papers for the Western region, those ballot papers should also be recalled and printed. And I'd like to note that this was arrived at by the commission and the political parties, and so there has been agreement here. Therefore, the ballot papers for the two regions, Eastern region and Western region, will be destroyed by burning, and a new reprint ordered starting today. It is important to note that in order to ensure the integrity of the ballot paper, the Commission will introduce new security features onto ballots that will be printed for the Eastern region and the Western region. In addition to that, the serial numbers for those ballots for the two regions would be revised. This is to ensure that there would be a marked difference between what has already gone and what has already been printed and what will be printed starting this evening. It's important to note that we believe that this would ensure the security of the ballot and differentiate between the ballots that have been printed and what is about to be printed. Some have posed the question to the Commission since this information broke out on Friday night, that why would you reprint all the ballots when it's only a single defaced, ballot paper that was taken out of the printing house? And the question that we have posed is, as a commission, our avowed intention is to ensure and guarantee the integrity of the 2024 election. And therefore, although it was a single paper that was taken out of, a single ballot paper that was taken out of the printing house, it was important that we recall the ballots for the Eastern region, and we have agreed that we add on the Western region to ensure the integrity of the elections. And it is for that reason that we raised and escalated this matter and raised it above board and have invited the political parties here this afternoon to discuss the issue and to inform them about the Commission's decisions. Thankfully, as we mentioned, there has been consensus around the issue of recall and reprint, and we have all agreed that ballots for the Eastern region and the Western region should be reprinted. We'd like to call on the citizens of Ghana to support the EC in its bid to guarantee the integrity of the elections, not just in the Eastern region, but in the Western region and the country as a whole. It has not been an easy decision to recall a ballot simply because a defaced ballot paper has been taken out of the printing press. It has not been an easy decision to arrive at. But as a commission that is keen and committed to ensure the integrity of all our processes, from the registration all the way through to the election and the declaration, we are of the view that this is important, that in spite information will be provided, of course, to the political parties, but I think the decision has been taken for back press to print ballots from the Western region, and Arts Commercials and InnoLink would print the ballots from the Eastern region. I think it will be divided based on presidential and parliamentary amongst the two printing houses. Already pledged their commitment to protect and heighten the security around the reprinting of the ballots. Additionally, our parties have also informed us that they would also heighten security around the reprinting of the ballots. But we would like to ensure you that, as earlier stated, that to ensure the integrity of the ballots, there would be new features added onto the ballots, and the serial numbers would also be revised to ensure a marked difference between what has already been printed and what is about to be printed. In the light of the above, the special voting for the Eastern region and the Western regions would not take place tomorrow, Monday, the 2nd of December, as planned. The special voting for the two regions would now take place on Thursday, the 5th of December. As we all know, the special voting brings together persons and personnel who will be operating and undertaking duties on election day. And those agencies include the security agencies as well as media personnel and the Electoral Commission's own staff. And so right after this meeting, a formal notice would be put out to these constituencies to inform them that their special voting, especially those in the Eastern, particularly those in the Eastern region and in the Western region, to inform them that their special voting will take place on Thursday, the 5th of December, 2024. We ask the special voters in these two regions to bear with us. Our sole objective as a commission is to ensure the integrity of the election in both regions. And one defaced ballot paper that has been taken out of, the printing house does not stop us from conducting and ensuring that our values and our principles of ensuring integrity in the elections stand. Once again, we call on the support of all the citizens, well-meaning citizens, to work with us to ensure the integrity of the 2024 election. We thank the political parties for the consensus, the political parties and the agents of the presidential candidates for the consensus arrived at. I think we've operated in a very open discussion. I think there's confidence around the table that this approach of recalling and reprinting will go a long way to ensure the integrity of the election. And so we'd like to thank all the political parties and the agents of the presidential candidates of their support and their help in working with us to arrive at this decision. So I think that we'd like to thank all of you, our media partners, for being here at short notice. We have a short statement that will be sent out in due course, but this is what it is. We'll move on very quickly to, get the printing going, and we'll inform the parties in